All right, I'm going live. I pushed the button again. There we go. I've been live for 5 seconds. Quarter Farmer Live. Good morning to you. See, I've never seen StreamYards like this, you know.
Okay, at the bottom, it'll say share in the middle or something. What's it say in the middle of the tab at the bottom of your screen? What are all the tabs read at the bottom? One should say camera, one should say mute or mic.
Oh yeah, mute, stop cam, settings, invite, and leave.
Stop camera, it'll take the camera off if the camera's on.
Okay.
But it's saying it's scheduled for 10:26 a.m., which is 10:31 now. So I have no fucking idea what you're doing there.
But you're in the chat. I am Zen is in the chat too.
Yeah, but that's not it. StreamYard. That's what you do. We're in the chat.
He didn't do it like he did what I did wrong. He didn't go to the destination. When you go to StreamYard, it asks what's your destination, and you have to push YouTube.
I thought I did. I got my icon, and it's got a beep.
Are you looking at a YouTube screen or a StreamYard screen? You're looking at StreamYards, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now on the right-hand side, does it say go live?
I already did that. Yeah, it says end broadcast if I want to.
Does it have a place where you have a StreamYard?
Live viewer comments show up on StreamYard. This is an example. Tap on a comment to show it on the screen.
I can hear you talking on your mute on your mic.
Okay. That's how you do that, huh?
Not that inside blue steel. This is just blue steel.
Blue Steel on it, so take it to his page and then go live. Hey, Blue.
Sir? Can you hear me? Yeah, you told me to cut my microphone off.
On your internet.
Oh, okay. Hey, Zen. Because I just turned it off.
Audio drive. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Unmute your mic. Blue.
So I can cut my phone off now, right?
Yes, you can hang up. But tell Miss B goodbye because I hung up on her.
I'll hold you in the basement, Miss B. We need to clean that place up. Have you seen it?
Is Miss B in the basement yet?
Okay, so Miss B. Add to stream.
There she is. We did it, y'all. 3 newbies. Look at us. We're good.
So I can type in the chat.
Hello, are we here?
Hello, Miss
Are we
B.
live?
You're live. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, we hear
I
you.
can't hear you. I can't hear y'all. What's going on with the sound?
I hear you.
I hear you, Miss B. I hear you. Go back to default and then back to speaker. Hey, Blue.
Sir.
So now, at the bottom where you see where it says mic, camera, chat,
Yes.
more. It says more, right? If you
Oh, I
click
don't have
on,
a more. I got
Uh-huh.
mute, start cam, settings, invite, and leave studio. I don't have a more option.
okay, that would be settings then. Probably.
Okay. All right,
You
so
click-
I'm going to go to settings.
See where it says audio and camera?
Yes.
That's how you adjust your camera and your microphone. Miss B, if she goes there and she clicks on audio, a box will open. It'll show speakerphone. It'll show default. It'll show headpiece or earpiece. Well, if you lose your sound because someone calls you on the phone, your sound will go to default. You have to go into that setting and click it on default because it'll be on speakerphone, but you won't be able to hear. You'll have to go back, click it on default, and then click it back on speakerphone, and then your sound will come back for this program.
Oh, okay.
And if you want earpiece, then you would click it on the earpiece in that settings, the audio settings part.
I got you.
Miss B, if she can't hear us, is probably because she's on default instead of earphone or speakerphone. If she still can't hear us. And then you can also go in there to camera and you can switch camera from front camera to back camera. Like right now, mine's on the back camera. You can switch it to front camera and so that the camera's looking away from you or towards you. That's how you change your settings for your camera when you're on StreamYards. So you know what I'm saying? That's your audio and your video settings are right there. You know, so then you can also go into settings and you can go to like comments, and it'll switch you over from the regular chat to the private chat. And then it'll light up a box at the bottom. A little light will light up. Did you see a little light up down there? Red dot or something?
Okay.
Did you
That's
see it?
on the camera. Mirror my camera is the option that I have.
I just told you the options you got.
Yeah. Then you got recording, layouts, and guests.
Yep. Well, guest, when you click on guest, that will invite people in or show you who's in the room. If you want to kick someone out, you click on their name where it says guest. You see Miss B and me in there, right?
Okay.
You click on the name and then you can hit remove from studio. You see that?
Okay.
Do you see it?
Yeah, it says, okay, when I pushed it, it said guests can stream this to their own destinations. But what's clicked is guest see viewer comments. I probably don't have banned guests. No guests are banned.
No, when you click on guest, you see the people in the chat. Us in the chat.
No, well, I'm in settings, right? And then I had
Well,
general.
no, you were supposed to be on guest, you said.
Oh, that's the setting in settings.
Oh, Miss B fell out. What about where it says guests at the bottom of your page, not settings?
All right, hold on.
That's what I thought you were talking about because you said guest.
No, all that's in my, remember you told me? All I have at the bottom of my page is mute, start cam, settings, invite, and leave audio.
Okay, invite, I guess it would be instead of guest. I thought you said it said guest. Mine says
Invite guest.
chat.
That's how you get, that's how I get the link.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, what about when you click on, I don't know, just somehow you got to learn how to kick people out the chat, dude. Is what I'm trying to help you do. If you don't figure that, they're going to form bomb you and you're going to lose your channel. Period. Exclamation point. You got to be able to click on somebody's name in there. Like, I don't know how it's set up on your tablet, but if you could click on my name, right? Somehow, and it'll open a box up and it'll say, kick it out of the room, remove it from room, whatever it says, whatever words they chose.
Oh, I see how to do it. There's the 3 buttons. I clicked on Beth Meadows because she won't be mad at me if I do something fucked up. And
no, click on my picture.
Comment.
My picture where it says Porter got me standing there with the truck. Click on that picture.
Okay.
Do you see the? What does it say?
Require guest out. Hold on. Hold on. All right. I touched the picture.
Hey, the only person I ever heard say "hold on" so much is Pandora's Box lady. I ain't never heard somebody say "hold on" as much as her. But now you're running a close second.
It says remove from stream.
Bam!
Mute, edit name, edit mic settings, kick from studio, ban from studio.
How about the very top one? It said remove from stream, right?
Yes.
Click my name on, click on that and remove me from stream, and then click my name on and bring me back into the room.
Okay.
Did you do it?
Yeah, remove from stream. Did it do it? No. Now you're gone. Shit, where'd you go? Here, I'll put the link in there again. There's the link.
All right.
You made it.
You're back. Now, that was the only lesson you're getting. You're on your own. Good luck.
Every lesson after is $20, right? I heard
Well,
that's
yep.
the going rate.
Is it?
But now
All
we got
right.
this inflation.
Hell yeah. I'm ready for this. I'm back in the game now. Let's play. I didn't know there was money involved. You know, yeah, we good to go now. Cash money. Who we got? Who we got? Got Beth, Miss B. What happened, Miss B? You fell out. Okay, so now the next step would be, I would click on. You would put in your StreamYard link in the chat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you click on your own StreamYard link, and it'll open up a box, a StreamYard box, right?
Okay.
Then
Hold on. Let me catch up.
no, don't do it. Don't do it. It's gonna fuck you all up. I got to tell you how to do it first. You don't just start doing it. You got to learn how to do it first. I'm gonna teach you how to do it. And then when it's like a refresher course, when you actually do it, you'll know what you're doing before you do it. You don't just tell somebody how to do it. Click, 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 click. They'll never remember. I have to tell you every time then. Who must be? And if you click on, see how Beth Meadows' name's lit up on the screen?
Okay.
Do you see it? I don't know this okay. I don't know what okay means. I don't know if you're hearing me or you're just saying okay. You're not saying yes or no.
Hold on.
Then I go, hold on, back to the Canadian girl again. Hold on, hold on, hold on. That's the Canadian girl, dude. What are you, taking lessons from the Canucks? What the hell's going on up in here, Blue? I need coffee. I'm about to make another pot. I can see this already. This is not going to turn out well. Miss B, I need some help.
At least we live. We got live. Got some people in the chat.
We're live? Oh, say it isn't so. Say it isn't so, Beth. We're not live, are we, Beth? God dang it.
Hey, I already put the word out. Ain't nobody typing in the chat because we're getting ready to go to school. We're going to class. Mitten been warned because Mitten like to type in class. I done told him no typing while we in class.
That's never going to work. We got AJM in here. I mean, it's just not going to happen.
And you can't do no with AGM. You take him to time out, he still busts out the jail. But
what is the demand letter? Hey, see, AJM says, what is the demand letter, Blue?
Well,
is this a divorce demand or a government demand?
This is real, Beth. We're awake. We're not dreaming, Beth. At least that's what they told me. I'm still not sure.
JP said the teacher is nuts. But which one is the teacher? Which one of us is the teacher,
Jay? Tell us something we don't know. Hey, AJ, tell us something we don't know, would you? It's Sunday, you know? Ain't it Sunday? I think it's Sunday.
It is.
You on the right track, AGM, but the teacher gonna explain it to you soon as they get everything set up. I don't know why the teacher come to class and ain't prepared. No, the students, we are talking class.
I gotta teach the teacher, Miss B.
Yeah, they keep typing, they talking in class.
Yes, they chewing bubble gum. They didn't bring enough for everybody.
Yeah, Miss Beth, that's what the demand letters about last night. PDF gonna explain to us once the assistant, the teacher's aide get the blackboard set up. He gonna explain to everybody about what is a demand letter. He read it, but the goddamn assistant supposed to came to class 30 minutes before school started because they leave an hour early.
We was late though, see? We was all late. I got up late, went to bed early. I don't know what happened. Everything's messed up. But we're going to figure this out. We had to get Blue to learn how to do the StreamYard thing first because he never done it. You know what I mean?
You keep hey, Jim, you can keep your dog. I don't care about no dog. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Miss. Hey, Miss D. John. A letter on intention. What you mean on intention? What kind of intention, Miss D. John? The teacher ain't even started class yet. You already gonna overtalk the teacher?
What happened? A letter of on intention.
Yeah, D. John, Miss D. John in the chat overtyping the teacher.
She might be able to teach me something. I'm open. Help me, need some help, D. John. Come on up. I can take all the help I can get. All I can say.
But she says a letter on intention. What kind of intention? Don't type it. You have to come up and say it because ain't nobody typing in that chat. We in school.
We
Get your
need some
pencils,
help.
your papers.
We just need help. We need some help. We don't know what we're doing. We might not know what we're doing. We might not know.
What you intend to do? She said, "What you intend to do? We intend to make some changes. That's what we intend to do."
We'll make some changes up around here.
Yeah. But we're going by what the shit show told us last night.
Yeah, I
They
heard
had
something
a
about that. Maybe I did. I heard something about that. I was like, out of all, I can't even get started. This is the blues page. I'm not even going to get started. I'm just going to sit and shake my head. See, listen to the wind blow. It's going through my ears in one out the other as I turn my head. You hear that? It's empty in there. There's nothing in there.
Oh, Lordy.
I was amazed that some of the dumbest of the dumb. I can't even get started on that. It is unbelievable. The little bit that I could stomach was funny. We'll have a copy of the video. Don't worry. We got it. We got the whole clip of the whole shit show. And it is funny. Woo! I've seen some dumb before. But boy, howdy. There was a lot of it right there. I'm just saying, Miss B.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a whole lot of dumb right there. And nobody researches anything anymore. Isn't that amazing? They wouldn't even know
You
what it
just
is.
talk out of your ass. That's all you do, right? That's how you do. You wing it these days, right? You just spit and vomit all kinds of weird shit that don't matter.
Yes.
You
Whatever.
don't have to research nothing, right? PDF, right?
Oh,
Miss
they
B?
make videos of sticking weapons in their mouth and stuff like that. That's the kind of
But they
people.
holding people responsible though. They take a picture, putting a gun in their mouth, blowing their heads off because this is just a character. But they up here trying to hold somebody else responsible.
So you got,
Miss Beth, I didn't get to see the whole thing. I just got a couple of screenshots and small clips of videos. But it was horrible.
yes, it's funny to watch though. It was hilarious to me. I like to fell out of the damn chair. I said, "This is crazy. You got the worst dredges of society, documented and provable, hanging out now with a government agent. I love this. You can't get better than this." And none of them have any idea what they're talking about. Not one of them. Not even Joe Cool. He ain't got a clue neither. Sorry, Joe Cool. Or Joe Fool. Because you're a fool. You are a fool.
I
One
know
thing
one
he had
thing,
right,
Joe.
Joe. Hey, one thing Joe had right, Miss B, that you shouldn't say the N word around me, call Miss B in racial slurs.
Look,
You
you
shouldn't.
got that one wrong.
You should call
He said
people
she
racial
he said she
slur
won't
attack.
come nowhere near me.
Why would you want to be near them?
That's right.
I mean, if
Then
someone's gonna,
you'll be associated with them like all them other people are.
I never expected someone to do what he did, and then to watch what happened afterwards. So far, I just sit back and shake my head. The less we say, the better.
Mm-hmm.
The less we say, the better off we is, because they have no clue what they're even doing. I mean, they really have no clue. I mean, it's funny to say the people that are out here that don't research anything, but they all have their opinion, but they don't have any facts. That
Mm-hmm.
is their downfall. That's going to be their pitfall.
Yep. Yeah,
But we used to help. We're going to have to be more selective on the people that we try to help share knowledge with. I really believe we have to be more.
We have to.
Hey, there's 5 Speed. 5 Speed probably knows what a letter of demand is. No Justice probably knows.
No justice. You know what
A letter of intent, should I say? Letter of intent. That's what I will call it. Because I'm not a lawyer or a professional. My words are always screwed up. But if you want to really know what something means, there's a thing called the Black Law Library thing, dictionary thing. You know what I'm saying? I want them things like that. You might want to look it up. And that's the definition of the words that are used are all in that law library. But you gotta go into this dictionary. Hey, can you put the link back in there for 5 Speeds, Blue? He might want to come up.
Yeah, maybe he can explain to us what it means.
Another thing, Blue, you see where you lit up Beth Leto's name? If you're still here.
He
See,
hit it by mistake because I kept doing it when I first went live.
it's
You
hard
have
to
to
have.
go back to her name and hit it again to make it remove.
Yeah, but he's not there.
Okay, what do you want me to do? Light up Beth Meadows' name?
It's already lit up.
Oh, I don't see it like that.
You have to go back, scroll back, go back down into your
At the screen where you see our 3 names where it says Caveman Beth Meadows. Do you see what I'm saying there?
Yes.
Okay, see, what you had done is you clicked on that and you lit up that comment. So if you click on any comment, it lights it up and brings it up to the top. So click on somebody's
Oh.
comment and bring another comment up. This is how you engage with your audience. You light their comments up. You pay attention to the people in the chat, dude. You don't walk away and go over there and start hitting dabs and let me and fucking Miss B sit here talking shit all day. You gotta communicate, bud. You're gonna have to give a little bit here. I'm just saying. You got to, people in the chat are going to say, fuck this shit, I'm out. If you don't pay attention to them down there. See what I'm saying? I'm trying to teach you here. You're in class. Or you go sit in class, you're going to go chew bubble gum on the other side of the room every day. I'm talking about turn around. So now, are you listening? Nope.
Which-
He ain't listening. He don't fucking
No.
listen.
I'm working.
What you working on?
Right. Well, check
Who
this.
is that? That's on 5 Speed in the house.
Messed up, 5 Speed.
Okay.
Okay, check this out though, Blue. When you engage with your audience, right? Like if I look at the chat in the comments, I see where Miss Beth said hi to KJ. No, do you see the last few comments that are in there?
Right.
Do you? Yes or no? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Just
why I'm
changed it.
answer with words that I understand. I really don't. But either way, once you click on their name, if you click on it a second time, it'll unlight that comment. The comment will disappear. Click on the same comment again. The blue will go away. See how it disappeared off your screen now?
Yep.
Okay, so that's what you do to light up your comments and then make them go away. Because if you leave that comment up there, it fucks shit up. People don't like seeing it. It's bright on the eyes. You can't see the people's names that are in the chat. It covers the bottom of the screen if you're running a video. It messes things up. Oh, 5
How's
Speed.
that?
I just try to help you with the comment thing. You got that now, right? I mean, you're not going to remember.
It's 11 o'clock.
You're not going to remember all this today, but I'll teach you again tomorrow until you learn. All right.
Okay.
All right. Cool. We got this. We got this.
You got it now.
Grandbaby over there? What's happening, everybody? Can you hear me?
Good morning. We're
Here
trying
now.
to find out about a demand letter. You know anything about them?
President show
A letter of
There's many
intent.
different letters. I mean,
It's a letter of intent. That's
yeah,
what it
letter of
is.
intent to sue.
A letter of intent. I think that's what we're going with right first. A demand letter or letter of intent. Does anybody know what that means? Has anybody ever researched it? That's the whole point. It's not a matter of what it is. Nobody researches.
Could be a conditional acceptance. What? It could be a bunch of things, can't it?
Good
It
morning.
could be. But what is it to you? That's the question. What does it mean to you?
Well, I guess it's whatever I put in that intent letter, right?
Mhm.
Or what my intent is.
Yes.
Intent to hold you guys liable.
Or a person. Yes. A person or you guys. You could say you guys. Yes. What up,
Yeah,
Southside?
government.
Hey,
Good morning, Southside.
I'm
But
a
who
little
you trying to
confused on
hold
it.
liable?
Is it actually a legal document after
Yes.
it's been made?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, definitely legal if it's done right, properly, and there's some rules to it. It has to be
Now, what if they want to settle it?
well, then they can do that. That's what the intent letter is pretty much telling someone that something has to be done. There has to be some kind of demands met because the intent is to square things away. Something has to be done. There has to be some kind of, two people have to come together and they have to figure things out.
I
Has
actually,
to be beneficial to both parties.
No break.
What-
Should be beneficial to both parties, right?
None. None.
Any contract?
Who's talking in the background?
My brother's over here talking.
Oh, I saw somebody saying they were doing. I was like, what the hell? I didn't know who it was.
He's over here
But,
talking to somebody. I don't know who he's talking to, but
Susie.
well, we try to help Blue Steel figure out StreamYard. He's doing pretty good so far.
but I feel like it's kind of like an not intimidation, but something to tell somebody that you're serious, that you're really gonna go through. You have started the process. You're going through with this now.
Hey, you want to know what a letter of intent is? So all y'all get ready. I'll let you know a little secret. A letter of intent is a document, right? It's a document, right? And it's also a document outlining the general plans of an agreement between two or more parties.
You heard what?
I mean, these people talking in the background is terrible, man. You got to mute the mic, dude. They're louder than me. But the thing is, check this. A letter of intent is a document outlining the general plans of an agreement between two or more parties before a legal agreement is finalized. Do you understand that? A letter of intent is not a contract and cannot be legally enforced. However, it signifies a serious commitment from one involved party to another that this is going to go further. That's a serious commitment. This is a legal document. This is a way things have to be done legally and lawfully. And also, two demands have to be issued. One has to be signed for, and then there has to be another one, whether mailed or sent to them through a text or an email, or you scream it through their window at them and throw a piece of paper and wrote it down on it too. Either way, there's certain things that have to be met when you have an intent to make something justified or rectify a situation. This is part of the process, which nobody on YouTube knows how to do paperwork because they're all too goddamn busy worried about making the next fucking video and the next fucking donation. So we're going to sit back and show y'all how it's done because you're too damn stupid to do it yourselves out there in the YouTube world. So therefore, when we keep telling you, you got to file paperwork, I ain't telling you no more. We're going to show you. This is how it's done. And you ain't going to like
go
it.
back, if I could add to that, when we go to the Universal Postal Union, which is international law, right? Not federal law, not state law, not county law, international law. Well, the Universal Postal Union came from the Treaty of Berne in the 1870 something. And it is there. It was put in place along with the Federal Communications Commission as the co-trustees in the protection of the literary and artistic art that goes in the form of that letter of intent or whatever. So there's all the security instruments. Those are instruments that everybody is creating. That's the literary artistic art that's on the form of an affidavit, on the form of a letter of intent, on the form of a citation, on the form of charges. Who's writing this shit? Is it of love and compassion, or is it of hate and destruction?
This is the justification, the way to justify a wrong that was done to someone, and someone has to basically pay their dues.
Marshal their post.
So that's what it's all about. When someone is wronged, you can either go hide under their car and wait for them to come outside and get ready to go to work, and then pop up out under the car, stand there beside them, and deal with it yourself. That's one way to do it. And I don't recommend that way, unless that's what works for you. But you got freedoms of choice. So therefore, your other freedom of choice would be, well, you have to go through the system that was set up for us so that we don't have to go out and crawl up under somebody's car and sleep there all night and wait for them to come out and go to work in the morning and then pop out from under the car and say, hi, how you like me now? See, we don't want to have to do that, do we? I don't want to sleep under your car, but if I have to, I probably would.
So think about it there, PDF. When you were saying it's not, it's a document. It's not monetized, right?
What do you mean,
But that's
monetize?
well, that's what they do to all these charges. When you get a citation, they want you to sign it, right? Because that's what it's being monetized in the form of charges. Well, you broke this policy, and we're charging you with blah blah blah.
Well, there's no monetization in a letter of intent.
Well, right, but hold on. So what I'm saying is all of these instruments that they get us to sign, that's exactly what they are. They're instruments. They're literary and artistic art on the form.
Well, if I serve you with a letter of intent, right?
I'm not.
You're going to have to sign for it. You're going to have to sign for it. You're going to be
served. Do registered mail through the post office that has a stamp.
Right. And if you don't sign for it, hey, but if you don't sign for it, well, then that's a step against you. If I ever have to take it in front of like attorneys and stuff, right? So if you turn the letter of intent down, that's not going to look good for you either, because the process is still going to move forward. The paperwork, once the paperwork's filed, we're trying to show people the importance of paperwork. When you are wronged, you don't go out there and make up stupid videos about people, cuss them out, and become a mutual combative, because now you're just as bad as that person. So when it comes time to file paperwork on someone, you have to kind of sit back and not say nothing. You see what I'm saying? We file paperwork, man. We don't just talk shit. When the government screws up, what do? 5-Speed? We file paperwork, don't we?
Well, I did in the beginning. I don't obviously anymore, but.
Well, you just ain't got the right calls. You can't fight every battle. You got to pick the battle you're going. You can't fight every battle. You're going to fight your important ones. You'll pick the ones that'll find you. True. You'll have to fight. You won't have no choice. That's the way it works with us. And it's always been. I mean, look at Dr. Sean. He just got arrested. They hit him with a felony because some security guard was snatching him around, dragging him out of the fucking building forcefully. Yep. He wasn't even a cop. He thinks he can just drag you out of a building as another human being, a man, can walk up and grab you and physically drag you from a government building. And then if you try to defend yourself, they charge you with a felony because you didn't allow some man to physically drag you out of a fucking building that the taxpayers pay for.
Yeah, well,
that's what just happened. And then they gave him a $3,500 bond. So now Dr. Sean out on bond for a felony because some other big old oversized diabetic looking motherfucker tried to drag him out. And they tried to drag Rogue Nation out the same building. The dude was grabbing him around his shoulders and, manhandling him. Well, the security guards aren't allowed to do that. I don't care what company you work for. You're supposed to call the police and have them come arrest these dudes.
What's a good editing tool out there?
A good editing program for your computer?
Yeah.
Or for your phone?
Actually both, if there's one for both.
Well, there's one for your phone called CapCut. CapCut.
CapCut.
Yep, that's a badass editing tool. And then also there's another one called UCut Video Editor. UCut. So CapCut and UCut video editors are two good ones that I have a pretty easy time with.
Yeah.
Then there's another one called MyMovie. But on the computer, if you're trying to do one on the computer, there's a badass program. It's called NCH. Letter N, letter C, letter H. NCH software. That's the baddest program you're going to find for the computer. Use the free version. Don't buy it. Use the free version every time. Licensed for non-commercial use.
Mm-hmm.
And that there does everything. That's that program on the computer.
Right.
CapCut's the baddest one out there. You can put letters across the screen with CapCut and all that.
Right. So as you just said, not for commercial use, right? So, okay, if we get back to that Universal Postal Union and the FCC that is the co-trustees that guarantees the protection of the literary and artistic art that goes on the form, right? And think about it, Walt Disney's art, television's art, everything we really do is art. Is that good art or bad art though? So with that being said, not commercialized. Only the originator or the author or the originator of that document's the only one that can, that's who holds the intellectual property, whether that's those literary and artistic art is commercialized or not commercialized.
Yeah, but see, you don't understand what they're saying when they say the commercial not used for commercial.
See, it's not there for profit. It's not there to profit off of. Like the truth, it's not there to profit off of.
And I think the commercial version is going to give you more options too.
Well, absolutely. But I mean, I was just saying in the sense of look at all of these forms. So who created the citation? Not you. You're not the author or the originator. Why'd we sign it?
I don't know. Blue, where you
See
at?
what I'm getting at though? See what I'm getting at though?
Right
In
here.
that case, that whole literary and artistic art business is also. Give me a second. I don't know if I lose it. Or wait a minute, I might be able to go on my other phone. It's a Supreme Court case back in, I believe it was 1928. Because I actually sent it to a DA not long ago. Actually, it was for Auditors of America. But I reached out to the DA down there in Springfield. I don't know if you know that cat, but they were reaming him pretty good. Well, see, that's what all of this stems around, people. I mean, really, think about it. The literary and artistic art, well, that's the things that we speak, the things that we say to one another. I mean, that's the shit that we're writing down on this piece of paper when you're saying, file that paperwork. Is it of love and compassion?
No.
And honor, Abel?
Nope.
Well then, hey,
I ain't
that's
loving.
part of the problem.
I'm not giving you. You don't understand. I'm not into your little love and compassion religious bullshit. Sorry about
I'm only telling you what the law is. You say
I don't
you're
care
into the
about it.
law.
Yeah, I'm telling you what the law says too.
Yeah,
And it ain't love and compassion. The law's not written for love and compassion. Show me anywhere in our law where it says love and compassion.
I actually didn't say that, but okay.
You asked me, is this thing written for love and compassion? Is that not what you said?
Right, or is it of deceitfulness? To cheat and lie and steal and claim that I have something over you that I don't have.
That's my only two
And to
choices?
take from you.
That's my only two choices?
Right or wrong?
No, that's not.
Choices, right or wrong?
No, that's not right or wrong. That's not right or wrong. What you just gave me ain't right or wrong. That's a dictatorship.
Is it only male or female? Is it only white or black? Or is it only right or wrong? Is it up or down?
No, that's not. Your scenarios. Hey, your metamorphic ain't working. It don't go together. What you're saying don't work.
It's not me. I'm just stating what the law is, bro.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You ain't even close to
the law. If the law's there to protect the literary and artistic art, now how was all these instruments created? Through hate and deceitfulness? Is that where all this money's created?
I don't even know what, man, you in left field, blood. We're talking about a letter of intent. We're not talking about art.
Right, and I'm showing you what law governs that letter of intent that you're talking about, because it's literary art that's what you're putting on that form, ain't it? It's coming out of your thought process, your core conscience, the merit of your soul. Not
somebody else talked to him. I have no clue what the fuck he talking about. Sci-fi, you take over. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I'm talking about a letter of intent.
The Universal Postal Union and the Treaty of Berne.
How are you turning a letter of intent into art? I'm just saying, dude. We're talking about a legal and lawful action here.
You making those walking sticks, isn't that a form of art?
What does that got to do with the letter of intent? Did you read the title when you came in?
Well, Right, but that's
Let's
the
stick
word
to the
coming out of your
fucking
mouth
title,
is
please.
of art. It's of art, dude. It's a creation. It's you know what I mean?
Do you even know what the definition of the word letter of intent? Go to Google and type it in and come back and then get with the fucking story, please.
Sorry,
Intent.
I'm back. I was
Intent.
brushing my teeth. I did that actually before I came up here,
Thank
and
you, Sci-Fi. Thank you.
the wordage on Wikipedia is kind of vague as far as like, that's why I came up asking if you thought it was a legal document, because it doesn't really go into it. The definition is very vague. Kind of, you know what I mean?
How did you type it in? Did you type in like the title says in this video?
Let me see if I still have my tab
It's still
open.
so elegantly worded. Even
Yep,
put a
I still
question
have
mark
it.
in.
I put in letter of demand, and it says a demand
Oh, you got
letter,
mine.
letter of demand, or letter before claim is a letter stating a legal claim which makes a demand for restitution or performance of some obligation owing to the recipient's alleged breach of contract or for a legal wrong. That's all it says.
Right. Have you typed in check these words out? What is a letter of intent? I'm pretty sure that's what the title of this page that Blue Steel thought so long and hard to come up with so that it would make sense and everyone could answer. You can put a question mark. Blue, did you put the question mark in there? I'm just saying. It's a question, right? What is a letter of intent? Period.
The question mark has been applied. What is the
Question
demand
mark.
letter?
Right. Now, what is a letter of intent?
It
What
says
does the
that
word in 5-speed? What does word intent mean? In the law library, not the Bible. The black law library.
Hang on, man. I do everything in etymology, bro.
What is in a government setting? We're not in religion. Leave religion outside. You ain't allowed to say the word God in courtrooms. Don't be saying it up in
Intent
here.
is 2 words.
Not letter of intent. I'm trying to teach people how to research. We're doing this is like kindergarten shit to me. And nobody even knows what we're talking about. I watched a little bit of a clip last night of the idiots of YouTube. I mean, the worst of the worst YouTube people. You can't pick a worse group. Had that damn bacon piece of crap up on their panel last night.
I
Sci-Fi.
don't have my Black's Law up
really?
here with me right now.
Oh,
But the word intent means to, as far as the etymology goes, it is to intend and direct one's attention, to pay attention, give heed, to direct one's attention, turn one's attention, strain, zealous, literally stretch out, extend.
Well, then put some more words with it.
As a plan, have is in mind or purpose. What's
Well, I agree with
present
my
in
keyboard.
Latin.
Well, like I'm just trying to teach everybody how to do paperwork every once in a while. Blue's still learning how to do the StreamYard thing. He's got this shit.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna
Well,
tell
it
you.
says right here,
That's why I came
intent
up.
in law, state of mind with respect to intelligent. So it's a state of mind.
How about letter of intent to make a deal? Do you see that?
No, let me
How about
pull up Black's Law.
How about what is a letter of intent in simple words? Can
Right,
you
it's
see
like
that?
an agreement or
What is how about what should you avoid? Or what is the benefits? Or can you back out of a letter of intent? Or what happens if you break a letter of intent? Or what happens if I accept a letter of intent? What happens if I don't accept a letter of intent? There's a whole lot. You can't just read one fucking line.
What's the intent? Is the intent to sue? What's the intent?
To make a deal. Didn't I read that at the very top? It said, what is the purpose of a letter of intent? A letter of intent, LOI, to make a deal. A letter of intent is a document. declaring a preliminary commitment, okay, to one party to do business with another. The letter outlines a chief terms. Now, see, you can't just, people come out and think they can just read one line and figure everything out. No, you got to read like 4 or 5 pages when you're dealing with the law.
Hey,
Not just one paragraph. Huh?
I'm sorry, I gotta skip out of class early,
All right.
but I gotta go to work. So
See,
nice talking with y'all. Have a great day, man.
be safe.
All right, Sci-Fi, thanks for coming up.
I mean, because it's like people want to think they can just figure out what one word means and figure it all out. You can't, man.
No.
You can't. One word ain't gonna fix it. One sentence, one paragraph, one page ain't gonna let you understand what it means. Okay, because letter of intent, it says 5 types and how to write them. So there's more than one letter of intent. You can't just go with one. Just because you read it, you think that's what it means. You might not be right. See what I'm trying to show you? Nobody even knows what a letter of fucking intent is, but they was out here talking about it last night. But the one thing they did say for sure, you'll have to figure that one out on your own. I'm not going to tell you. Because it was funny. Ooh, it was hilarious. But we'll share the video with y'all soon. But first comes your letter of intent. Then might come a demand letter. Then comes maybe a court process proceedings. Then might go to state court proceedings. You see what I'm saying? There's a whole long laundry list of things that happen. And what you do at the very beginning will make or break you, so to speak. But people don't want to listen to nobody. We all think we know everything. Blue, you still here? He disappears a lot. I don't know where he goes. Where does he go?
I have my mic muted. I'm washing dishes.
Oh, see? He's always doing something.
They won't do themselves.
No, you're right about that. You were right about that. I'd probably be better off doing that than sitting here.
I've been watching that Catherine Henry lady. She has a lot of, well, she's an attorney, a real one, not like other people on YouTube, but or scholars. I guess she's a scholar too. But anyway, she tries to put things together for you, and that's exactly like you said. She says, read the whole Florida Constitution, all the laws, before you do anything, basically, you know. So then you got a feel for it. And then when you read something pertaining to something that you think might be your case or a case you're involved in or whatever, then read all that shit too a couple of times, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
She said, now her coming, you know, she's down here in a different state because she's from Michigan, but she said, you know, coming here, everything is easy for us because, you know, the sunshine laws and all that stuff, you know, and everything, you know, just like we talk about the records and all that, and everything is available online to learn from. You know, you just got to take the time. And that's what she said about a case. She's heavily vested time-wise in cases because she has to do all that research.
Well, see, that's the problem. Some people don't have to do all the research because we already know how it works. We already know the steps needed to be taken. And this isn't the first demand letter that was sent. This isn't the first time this has been done. Being no people on the YouTube that just make videos, run around sharing their donation links, trying to make free money. They don't know how to do any of this shit. I mean, they really don't. You watch them get hemmed up all the time out here, and you never see any of them do the legal and lawful steps that it takes to go through a process, which would be the legal system of the United States of America. I don't care what state you're in. Everybody has different stuff, but you still have to manipulate your way through the system, Welcome to the system. When you get inside there, they close the door and it locks and it don't open. You have to go the whole way through the system and come out the other side. And guess what? They open the door and let you out the other side, and then they slam it behind you. Now that's the system. They control it, not you. I don't care what rights you know. If you don't know the system, what's the use of knowing your rights? Other than the collective donation on YouTube, run around hollering, I know my rights and I'm standing up for your rights. Send me money so I can further my trip down the road to stand up for your rights. Bullshit, because none of them know the fucking system. Not one of them on that page last night, not Joe Cool or that dumbass buzzard bird piece of shit that shot himself on the video he pretended. That's another crap. You got piece of crap porn bomber AC over there. You got scumbucket, that damn Game Boy that does all the perverted wanting girls' pictures of their titties so that he can make them an avatar. He's trying to collect girls' titties pictures on YouTube. These are some of the most demented, sick fucking people on the internet. And you got them faking bacon up there.
I need help with.
The name of that case is Olmstead versus United States.
What case?
That talks about that protection of the literary and artistic art.
I give a fuck about a goddamn art. What the hell I care about art? I'm talking about
Well, you're
charging a
creating them
government.
in paperwork.
We're talking about charging a government fucking for illegal activities. What the hell we come up with a fucking Mona Lisa at?
That language on the paperwork, that's the illegal activities.
Well, I'm confused, but I don't know nothing about art. Just saying.
Right, and that's what I was trying to share with you. Like in
I
this
could
case
see if
right
we were
here,
talking about copywriting our videos, we could bring that up, but that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about copyrighted material, which would bring up art, which would be our written words or our videos. I could see art coming into that type of conversation, but in
that's
this
what
one,
I'm talking about. Isn't it our written words that are on this paperwork? All this paperwork? Isn't
the
that our
complaint?
written words?
Hey, what
The-
we're talking about 5 speed is there's a town called Aguilar, Colorado, and they had some fucked
Oh, no,
up individuals in there.
I don't really want to even talk about that part of it. I want to talk about
Yeah,
the
let
letter of
me-
intent part. I don't want to get into this open case on the internet.
Yeah, no,
I don't think part of it.
I'm only just trying to show the connection between the law and the UPU and the Federal Communications Commission. That's all. In this
Well,
case,
I want to know the constitutional law of being
Okay.
assaulted and attacked by our government and what we have to do to fight these crooked government peoples, which nobody out here does. They just make
Well,
another video and collect donations.
Well, that's the only thing I'm here for, is trying to show how I, talk to them. Let me read this right here on bullet.
No, I don't
73
want to
of the
hear it,
case.
but you guys can listen. I'm going to go make coffee because I don't want to hear nothing about no fucking art or a post office right now.
Well, this is a Supreme Court case, and how they ruled on this case. It says in section on bullet point 73, the protection guaranteed by the amendments is much broader in scope. The makers of our Constitution undertook to secure conditions favorable to the pursuit of happiness. They recognized the significance of man's spiritual nature, of his feelings, and of his intellect. They knew that only a part of the pain, pleasures, and satisfactions of life are to be found in material things. They sought to protect Americans in their beliefs, their thoughts, their emotions, and their sensations. They conferred, as against the government, the right to be let alone, the most comprehensive of rights and the right most valued by civilized men. To protect that right, every unjustifiable intrusion by the government upon the privacy of the individual, whatever the means employed, must be deemed a violation of the Fourth Amendment, and the use as evidence in a criminal proceeding of facts ascertained by such intrusion must be deemed a violation of the Fifth, And then I would say it's also a violation of the first. Now, if we're voting for these people and they just give us a bunch of forms and they say sign here, those forms are instruments. And they're supposed to be done a certain way in truth and in justness. Honor able, response able, and they're not. So that is the protection of the literary and artistic art in the form of our intellectual properties, that what comes from our heart and soul. That's our intellectual property. And nobody can step up on that. Because I'll marshal that post. Everything has a timestamp. All these instruments are created and monetized and given a timestamp, right? That's how it makes it a record. Record? Is that record that we're playing? Is it beautiful notes of compassion and love for one another? Or is it hate and destruction for one another? There's your literary artistic art that goes on the form of an affidavit, a citation, or any type of charge. And I yield.
I don't know what to say, Boo. I guess these people don't went to sleep up here. I mean, 5 speed. But,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just try to share information, you know.
Here's what I don't think people understand. There's a system that you have to follow. I don't care what you think the words mean. There's still
to the Universal Postal Union. It goes through the post. All of it goes through the post. There's the system to follow. It all goes through the post.
Okay, so the post has steps that you have to go up to get to the post. Okay, can we agree on something like that? There's steps that have to be taken.
The post came in first.
How do you get to the post? You're going to fucking magically appear there? Oh, I'm at the post. Here I am standing. You have to get there, don't you?
Well, I would suggest go read the Universal Postal Union and the Treaty of Berne, and then you guys will make the connection for yourselves. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna sit up here.
So if I go,
read this, waste time.
If I go read this, then automatically we're at the Supreme Court and they're handing me a check because I read it.
Well, that would be foolish now.
Well, how do you get to the post, 5 speed? You say read it.
Well,
okay, I read it. Now what do I do?
Well, that'll be up for you to determine then, bro.
Well, isn't there another step I'm going to have to take after that? Just reading the fucking post? See, man, you're so fucking hard to talk to, dude. It's a wonder I even waste my fucking time with you. I really you want to make things difficult for me, dude. And you won't listen to a thing any fucking time.
It's difficult for me to figure out PDF.
I'm already figured it out. I'm trying to teach your dumb ass because you're too fucking hard to shut up and listen, 5 speed. You just want to be heard.
All right, I'm gonna go now, man.
All right, have a good day. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord's bricks and praise the Lord. All's forgiven.
Yeah, no, praise PDF, I guess.
Fuck that. You won't fucking listen, dude. You don't want to fucking listen. I already know what the fuck happened. I already know what the story is. You're trying to bye. Have a good fucking life. I'm sick of your bullshit. Everybody, you're like fucking Brian fucking King, 5 speed. You're about a second fucking king. Fucking people don't know your ass from a hole in the ground. Stupid fucking people. I already know the process. I've been down the road. I'm fucking done it multiple times. But you don't want to listen, do you? So why should I waste my fucking breath?
What'd you go in there and cook?
I was making coffee, dude. Tired of trying to be the only one fucking nobody wants to listen to a damn thing. They all know everything, right? But they don't never research nothing. There's a process you have to take when you're going through the system. I don't care what system you're going through, what words you want to use. It's step by step. You have to start at square one. But you
Exactly.
know what? I'm sick of trying to tell anybody, Blue. I really am. Because everybody knows it all, but they can't tell you the steps. They can't even admit there are steps. He wants to go off into another fucking realm. Because 5-speed, you know it all. I know you do. Sure you do.
But anytime you're dealing with the government, because I know this for a fact, if you miss a step, just like if a cop gets in trouble, you can't go and sue the cop right away. You have to go through the steps because you have to afford everybody a chance to mediate. Because if you don't, when you get to the court and you pay that money to file this lawsuit and stuff, they're gonna send the case back out and say you got to mediate. Did you attempt to mediate? That's all a letter is that I've understood it to be. It's just
Right.
like a mediation attempt. We need to come to the table and mediate the damages. And if we can't come to an agreement, then we take it to the court. And when the judge say, "Well, did y'all attempt to mediate?" Yes, we did. Here's my evidence. Here's my evidence. He'll go through it. The trial by jury. If you pay for a trial by jury, a jury hear each side.
Now, see,
But
like,
a letter of a demand letter, in my opinion, is only a chance for the two people that's having a dispute to come together and try to mediate and come to an agreement. That's all it is. It's nothing spectacular. It's nothing to be afraid of. But if you ignore it, then when you go to court, it's going to be held against you because you go to court and the judge say, Miss B, did you attempt to mediate this problem? Yes, I did, sir. Here's my letter of demand. Here's what I want to come to the table and talk about. And then they ask the other person, did you receive this? And they say, no, I didn't receive it. And then I can say, Your Honor, they telling untrue. They lying to you because here's a video of the guy faking bacon on the shit show last night who said that I'm doing something to this lady that I'm not doing. That's defamation of character. I didn't threaten that lady. I didn't threaten nobody. I'm in Texas. They're in Colorado. Why would you care if I threaten you?
hey, check this part out, though. Nobody wants to read anything, Miss B. You can tell them till the freaking cows come home and you ain't got no cow. And they ain't never going to listen. You know, they don't understand how legally binding a letter of intent is. They don't understand what it means if you don't, if you just say the heck with it. What you better do is you better get you a lawyer and hand them that letter of intent. Let them tell you what to do because you're too stupid to do it yourself, Colorado. Because you're in the world shit right now. You can't get away with what you do every time. And then when they hang out with people that are in a gang, people that are porn bombing gang, people that have threatened our lives, the same people that have threatened your life and mine. This government group joined up with last night. Oh, I got the whole video recorded. I got it. We got that. That's all now. So what they did is they jumped out of the fire and into the grease, boy. I'm telling you what, they're bubbling now because what they've done just opened themselves up for a whole lot more letters of intent.
And more, and let me tell you what else it did. Now, when this case go to court, because don't seem like they want to go to the table and mediate, I can call each one of those people that was on that panel in and ask them, what is their relationship with me? Have they ever lied on me? Have they ever said anything about me?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And so that's gonna only make my case better against them because I do have paperwork on these people that was on that panel.
Yep. And so do I. Hey, see, they just keep digging that hole for us. Keep digging, y'all. We want you to. You could say, poor dirt farmer. That motherfucker set me up. I'll say, it was Miss B.
Yes, Mid and Mid. He was on the shit show, and he blasted your girl. You hear me? Better go catch it because I'm quite sure they're gonna take it down pretty
Yes,
soon
Miss. But
because
we
I'm
got a
taking it to
copy.
court.
We got
Yeah,
the whole video copy. But
yeah.
there ain't no sense in taking it down because I'm gonna put it back up if he does.
Yep. Oh, fake and bacon. And it's another thing that you need to understand. A demand letter is a communication between two people. Now, I wouldn't have never came out and said it over the internet, but once he did, it's fair game now because
Yeah.
it's really an open record. But it's an open record, but it can also remain private between the two of us. And when he came out there last night and told all my known enemies who say that I do all kind of deviant things for perverts and all of this stuff, now I can come out and say, this is what a demand letter is. I never threatened to sue that lady. I don't even know that lady. She is his supervisor. I told her, let's come to the table and come to some agreements to make
And you
some
can
changes for the
hey,
better.
if these people had half a brain, they could FOIA that information because it's public information. The letter of intent is public information. You don't believe it's official, FOIA that letter there. But I bet you they won't because nobody does any research anymore. They expect people like you and me that don't do anything. We never done anything to help anybody ever before in our lives. And we're supposed to do all the research for them while they run around passing their PayPal and making new videos. Why should I help any of these people or even try to anymore, Miss B? Why?
Exactly.
This turns into an argument. Everybody wants to show they're smarter than someone else, but nobody wants to share any factual information or documents. It takes too long to research, Miss B. Plus, none of them can
Exactly.
read a sentence or type one. How in the hell are they going to be able to read anything and understand it?
Well,
They can't.
well, you know what? It's easier to put somebody down. It's easier to tell people what you think you understand and you don't understand, but you won't listen and you won't read because this morning when you found out what he said about me and that I did something when I just sent a demand letter to that town so we can come to the table and come to some agreements. You first thing you did was you went to Google and you Googled it. And you say, well, hell, this is what a demand letter means right here.
I
You
went
didn't
to
do
the
none of that. And
Colorado.
PDF read my demand letter that I sent that company.
There wasn't no mention to no money. So he lied about that too. He come out there and lied and said that someone was trying to extort somebody for money, basically, which is another crime. And he had his boss out there with him. So you got two government agents on a panel with people that are some of the worst on YouTube. I'm talking about porn bombing gangs.
And they
Gangs
hate
that
me.
sold kratom across the country. Allegedly sold Rick Crude pills, and the next thing you know, his foot falls off. What the hell? Come on now. Did them pills that fucking Asmir fucking send Rick Crude fuck him up? I'm starting to wonder what kind of pills are they sending each other. I don't know. But all the shit's documented out here, whether it's true or not. The facts show that they are. They fucking said this shit out of their own mouths and they porn bomb people off their own pages, admitted to it. I got a 27-minute video coming up of Authority Check saying that you get all my porn from Pornhub. And then he says, I don't use Pornhub. I ain't never said that. And then he says, well, when I got my porn, it came from a legal page. It was Pornhub. And then he turns around and says, I never said that. I was just saying that because that was the word I thought of first. But no, he even explained. He gets the worst of the worst from Pornhub, which has a whole bunch of damn lawsuits for child porn. So he don't even know what porn he's using, whether this was a rape or a child porn or anything. He just gets his porn from Pornhub and he bombs everybody on YouTube. Documented proof over and over again. That's the kind of people this government agency just hooked up with, people that have a gang. A gang. You can say you're a knitting gang, but if your actions show that you're doing things like making money, more than 2 or 3 people, extorting people, assaulting people with pornography and racial attacks, no. They just put themselves into a fire. They're hanging out with a dude that threatened to bomb fucking places in New York. That's the gang that this government agency just joined up with. Unbelievable. They got a bunch of letters of intent. And I'm going to tell you right now, I personally will make sure that the federal government knows that a state agency hired a man who did 6 years in prison and gave him a gun. I don't care. And even if Colorado said that they'll give him his rights back, the federal government didn't give them back to you, boy. And they going to come see you there, lady, out there in daggone Colorado. They're going to come see both y'all. And when they come, you know how the marshals are. See, now I know a lot about federal government, federal law. You know why? I did some time in federal prisons. Yep, sure did, for growing a plant. That's what I did. So now, you want to play with the feds? I don't recommend it there, lady. You two might want to close your doors, shop, pack your shit, and get the fuck out of Dodge is what I'd do there, Colorado lady, if I was you, because there's some more letters coming. Official. You notice you had to sign for the one lady, and then you got another one. Go research this. You're going to have to get her an attorney for that state now. I mean, for that town, huh? She can't fight this on her own. She needs a town attorney now. So now they're going to have to hire an attorney. I wonder where that money's going to come from.
Good question, huh?
Sorry about their luck. They're going to have to spend some money, ain't they there? Aguilera.
I can't believe that this guy had a platform to spread this untruth about me. And I will say this about a couple of people that was over there on the shit show. Y'all, I'll say this. A couple of them told him, no, I'm not going to let you tell that lie on that lady. That lady is not that type of person. No.
Hey, Joe Cool even said, I listened to the clip this morning. Joe Cool said that every time he goes on a panel, Miss B don't put up with that word, she leaves. So for that boy to racially assault someone, hanging out with people that sexually assault people using the wire, porn bombing people, all of them almost over there did it, except for Joe. He probably wasn't the only one, but that probably didn't never porn bomb by. But they used his name, so everybody thinks he does in any damn house because he hangs out with them. So, you know, I mean, if you're going to hang out with that kind of people, you probably are that kind of person. That's what I'm saying. This dude never put up with anybody saying the N-word ever. I've never accepted anybody saying the N-word in any way, shape, or form. I explained why I don't like it. I stand up strongly and a firm believer and not using it. And I don't care if you use it. Can't you just give someone respect when they say, hey, don't use that around me, please? And you say, no, I'm taking your rights away. Well, then fuck you. You don't have no rights. Fuck out of here. Your rights you win in court. Other than that, you're fighting for them. You never have them. You don't have rights. Sorry. Unless the judge tells you at the end of the court, says you got your rights and hits the gavel on the desk and you win the case. Then you got your rights because the judge just gave it to you. Other than that, you ain't got none. You're fighting for them every day, all day long. You're going to fight for them at the end of time. And rights were never given freely without usually bloodshed. It's how they were reformed.
Right. But I just don't understand why this guy who allegedly said that he researched the shit show before he went on a panel and go on a panel to talk about me. And I have paper on the shit show. Everybody knows that. It's well documented with the FBI, the Attorney General, the local government, the sheriff, the city police chief. I have documented evidence of all of this that I'm telling you.
They all know it. They all know it. Like I said, when you associate with that type of people, usually you is one. I've seen in my life, if I see you hanging out with a bunch of thieves, you're probably a thief. Just thinking, you know what I mean? If you're hanging out with a bunch of junkies, you're probably a junkie. If you're hanging around with a bunch of potheads, you probably smoke weed. See what I'm saying?
Right. Yep.
If you hang out with a bunch of people that race cars, you probably get into racing cars.
Right.
I mean, it just, you are what you eat, man. I mean, and you can say, well, I hang out with them, but I'm not like them. Bullshit. You're exactly like them. That's why you hang out with them. If you ain't, you want to be. Otherwise, you wouldn't hang out with them. You'd be like, man, I don't want to be nothing like them. I'm going to hang out somewhere else.
But I wish that Tyra, the city administrator, the supervisor of this guy, I wish she would have kept it off the internet. I wish she wouldn't have never allowed what we were talking about behind closed doors on the internet. But she want to put it out on the internet. I can't stop her freedom of speech. You know that 1A stuff they talk about. But I try to explain to people about that 5A that you should practice. Don't talk about it, but practice the 5th A.
Yep. Fifth Amendment, keep your mouth shut. And the first thing a lawyer usually tells anybody that's involved in any type of case, but I forgot that little town don't have an attorney yet. But when they do, he's probably going to tell them, don't talk about an open case. Especially on the internet, a channel full of a bunch of porn bombers and people that pretend to shoot them in the head. And, people that say the N-word, people that threaten people's lives. That's the kind of people they just align themselves with. And they admitted that you won't even sit on the same panel with people like them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good group for them to hang out with. That's where they need to go every night. They should stay out there and hang out. That's their new best friends because they're just like them, aren't they? Even racially attacked people. Racially attacked.
Yeah. And he said, but I have to understand that this is the way they talk on that channel. No, I don't have to understand because I sit on that panel. I'm listening to that channel for about an hour or so, and I never heard no racial slurs come out.
Well, like I said, I never expected that on you people's page either. I was surprised when he let that same group on his page. I was like, this isn't the steps that you take. No one wants to research the steps you take. If you have a grievance, like I said, you go crawl up under the car or you can go through the system. There's steps we have to take if we want our system to work. We have to take certain steps. I don't know how to even word it anymore because no one even listens. All they say is, here's my dono tree, put money on my account so I can stand up for your rights. I'm going to go out and make a video and send me money because my name is YouTube.
Yeah, and my hands hurt. I done lost feelings in my thumb because they put them handcuffs on so tight. But I ain't going to no doctor. Just give me a dono. I'll be good.
I'll sit there and brush my hair and beg for money. Mm-hmm. And I've watched half a dozen girls do that after they got arrested. Instead of going to document all their injuries, they're all beat the fuck up. But the first thing they're going to do is go home and get on YouTube, go live, put their makeup on, and brush their hair for 4 hours begging for money. Instead of actually documenting and going through the steps that you have to take if you want to do something to make this country better. But they don't. They don't want to make it better. They want to make their pockets fucking rich. Mm-hmm. I'm sick of watching it. So now they can watch what we do. They can see how it's supposed to be done. Maybe they'll learn this way, this time. I doubt it, though. I don't think they'll ever learn. You can't help them. It's all about the donos. I mean, I could share links till the end of time, but I don't even know why we should. There's a few people that want to know processes and how they get done in the system, using the court systems to work for us. You see what I mean? You have to do the job for them. They're not going to, you don't just call them up and tell them, hey, there's a lady in a car and she's starting herself on fire in the car. Could you send a guy, please, quick? And you might want to send the fire company too, because we're going to stand here and film it and watch this lady burn this freaking house to the ground.
Hey, lady, pass me that spliff and let me hit it.
Hey, ain't that funny that that was actually that way, because we're all talking about how we would have busted the window out, and my old lady comes over and she says, well, I would have just asked her for a hit off the joint, right? And we're all in shock. I'm looking at my old lady like, damn, girl, you got it going on. She said, well, it'd be a lot easier than busting the window out. I mean, the lady probably would have opened the door and handed you the joint. You could have snatched her up out of there. You know what I mean? Only my girl gonna think about that, you know. That was a golden moment, wasn't it?
That was truth being told.
She looked at us like we all stupid. She was just asked for it off the joint. We were pounding on the window. Her thought was get her out of there the easiest way. Ask that doobie, would you? That's bad. But that's what I'm
Yeah,
trying to
AJ,
say.
that's that car going through the garage door.
Well, you know how you file your paperwork, right? You know, you be filing your paperwork down there.
Yes,
What
sir.
you do, what you're good at. You're good at filing paperwork. Nobody out here files paperwork. They all make YouTube videos and pass their donation trees, but they don't file no paperwork.
Well,
You
let's
see what?
see. It took me a while to come up with that. I had like 3 rewrites. First, I had to research it, right? Half-ass anyway. I won't give myself full credit.
No.
I had to
We all have
half-ass
to
research.
research. Even an attorney has to bring the paperwork out and try to research it. You can't keep everything in your brain forever. You might refresh your course through it. You read through it like they go to school. They learn this stuff. Well, all they're doing is reading it. Well, then when they go practice it down the road, they got to re-bring that paperwork back up, check out anything new that came out. We all have to research and educate ourselves. And
Right.
that's what
I
I'm saying.
had to learn. I had, like that cop, that sergeant that night when we were talking to Ormond Beach. He's like, "What's your complaint? What's your complaint?" Like we had to formulate a legal complaint right then. And then when we come back, we were, anti-bias policy violation. And then I went further and found out how much anti-bias policy training they have and all that, and how it's like a gimmick, like all these companies sell them anti-bias training and stuff. And so we learned that just about anything they do after that is an anti-bias policy violation because they've been trained. Then I also found out that anytime the police don't act in good faith, in other words, if they try and use a cloak of deception or something that
Hey, you could probably put racial slurs in there as well, racial attacks. Attacks for race, creed, or color or religion is an attack. That's a violation. That's what I mean, there's so many violations that the government does to people. It's kind of like this one. If a cop walks up to you and gets up in your face, I mean, puts his face right up close to you, and you step back several feet and tell him you're in fear for your life, please don't step up on me. You have a gun and I feel uncomfortable. If that cop steps back up in your face, that's probably a 10 grand lawsuit right there. Period. Right there. People don't understand the law. They don't know how to file paperwork. They don't know how to back up. See what I'm saying? If you have someone walk up on you and they try to hurt you in Florida, you have to back up and tell them to stop. That's called stand your ground. But you have to back up. You have to in order to do, otherwise you're going to get mutual combat. Now, under lethal stand your ground law, that one would be considered non-lethal. And it's like that in most states in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? If someone attacks you, you don't just jump on and start fist fighting each other because he walks up and puts his hands up and tries to hit you, whatever. You're supposed to back up and tell him to basically stop and to try to, look like, well, look, I'm backing up. I'm giving them the chance to stop. And they kept coming at me. Well, that gives you the.
Well, I think, like what I learned is basically anytime they don't act in good faith, anytime that they pressure you or try that, like you were talking about, that's pretty much assault, to walk up on somebody, I think basically, the whole scheme of it is pretty much how they treat the public is a complaint almost every time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, None of us do everything right all the time, you know.
No, but Miss
But
B,
your good have to outweigh your bad.
if there's a process in place, it's been charted and documented and measured, for compliance. If there's a policy in place. And if that's like washing dishes. It's very important. If you don't wash the dishes in the proper sequence of events and do the proper steps, you get people sick. They can possibly die. That's
Exactly.
like the police. Every time they, or the government, for that matter, when they deviate from the flow chart,
Hmm.
somebody can die. I mean, like
Yeah.
that's the outcome. Comply or somewhere in between, comply
Hmm.
and die. You have to make a
Right.
choice.
Right. Right. And the more educated, in my opinion, the more educated you are, the better judgment call you'll make.
Yes, because people can't get outside their feelings. They don't let that the feelings is their adopted rationale. So they operate off their feelings. But when you've been cultured or educated to not act with your feelings, to act with policy and doctrine and procedure, and to do the
Right.
right thing, you can remove yourself and not be so personal in it.
Right. Right. And that's the hardest part about it. You know, oh, I got, people like to hide behind that First Amendment. But before you holler behind that First Amendment, you need to know the steps of the First Amendment. And the steps are there for a reason. You know, they there. Freedom of speech, number one. You get to hold your freedom of speech only in against the government, and it only applies to when you like if I went to court, the government can't tell me that I couldn't use evidence. That's against my freedom of speech because I have the evidence. I have a right to say that, but they're getting away with it now because nobody knows the steps.
Right. Nobody, right. You don't follow through. You don't learn the process. It's
Hmm.
like it's like anything. It's just like carpentry. Before a carpenter gets out there, somebody's got to come and survey the lot. Then they got to level it up, and then they got to dig the footings. Then they got to
Hmm.
pour the footers. Then they got
Right.
to, then you can start on once you got the foundation, then you can start building on it. It's
Exactly.
it's
And the
everybody, and
more.
that's what. And when people see the work behind it, they throw up their hands and be like, "This is too much. I'd rather have another beer, smoke another
Mhm.
joint, have sex,
Exactly.
go love my kids, go walk my dog." It's so much easier to seek pleasure and avoid pain.
Hmm. And the more you do something, the better you get at it. You don't have to always go look it up, but when you first start, you have to go look it up. You have to. It's nowhere around it.
Yeah, I had to go look up what anti-bias policy was, and I had to look
Hmm.
up what police policy and procedures are, and I had to look up. I had to actually take other people's opinions, and formulate, the way the police should be. And like I said, they're supposed to act with good faith. Anything that they do is contrary to that, and that's contrary to what they're getting paid to do. And
Right.
that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
And when you reduce each action, when you learn to think like that, then I mean, if you're going to be an audit in an activism or a supporter, and when you start to
Right.
think like that, everything starts to fall in place.
Right. Well, with the guy that was on the city council down there in this town, he I was telling him about some election laws and stuff. And I told him, I say, everything I'm telling you about the election laws, I thought I knew them, but when Donald Trump got into that mess and Rudy Giuliani was filing all that paperwork, that man put out some stuff that everybody should read. And it's not because whether you're a Democrat or Republican, that was knowledge about election. I learned a lot from that, from his writing. Because when you read them, you're like, how the hell did the government deny him, these privileges that he's requested, and he has all the proof that these privileges was violated. And I told him that I don't know if he did it or not, but hopefully he will. He'll go and he'll take that footprint. I said, now you can't use his words because those are his words, but you can read his words and you can make them fit your situation. And that's what we don't want to do. Nobody wants to read. It's like, oh, I seen a YouTube video. What did you
Ever,
read?
even in college, yeah, nobody ever wanted to read anything, in school or anything
I know
like
that.
that.
I know that's why the YouTube streets is loaded down with YouTube attorneys. This one guy, I don't remember his name because I stopped watching him, but he was an attorney and he allegedly was practicing law. So I was asking him some questions because he was like doing that old gossip stuff, you know. And I said, you're a nice guy, you're a nice looking guy. I don't know if you're married or not, but you should spend more time teaching people about the law and not about gossip. Nobody wants to talk about the rules of law. They just want to gossip. They want to spread rumors. It's crazy.
Yes. I mean, that's like whenever I was in college, right? Okay. Kids that didn't want to study or didn't want to, maybe not study, but not read, before they tried to do a paper, And so, like in philosophy class, the professor said, at midterm paper on euthanasia is due, and so some of the people come in, wrote about the end of life process and all that stuff, the Right to Dignity Act and all that. But other students came in with papers about kids in China, euthanasia.
Right? Yeah.
Academic humor.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when my children were young, my neighbor said, because my children, his son, her son wanted my son to go up my side and play, and he told him, I said, oh no, he can't come out right now because they have reading time. So she said, how often do you have reading time? I say every day, and then her son started struggling, and they gave him like 3 books to read, and that child never read one book. Never read a book. And I'm talking about they like now middle school age, 7th, 8th grade. This child couldn't read one. All he had to do was read 3 books, and he couldn't read one book.
Oh, hey, I'm telling you, I seen him when I joined the army. I had to take that ASVAB, right? And Jesus fucking Christ, it's like, how did you, and those were high school graduates, some of them, most of them, whenever I come in, you had to be a high school graduate. I wasn't, but I scored real high on the test. I got any job I wanted in the army offered to me. Anyway, even the nuclear program. But long story short, you still had to have a high school diploma. I had to go get my GED. But these people had high school, they sat in the years that I didn't go to school. I was like, Jesus Christ, they're fucking dumb. I mean, I basically quit school in 7th grade. I made it to the 9th grade. Right. I wasn't academically involved, after that. But it's like these motherfuckers didn't even know how to read and write. I mean, like, fucking pitiful,
When my daughter went to school, and I think she was in the she was in 2nd grade. Her 2nd grade teacher, we had, the parent night at the school, and the teacher asked me, she said, how did you teach this baby to write whole paragraphs? I told her, I said, well, first I taught them how to read. Then they had to comprehend what they read by writing a paragraph. And I broke the paragraph down in sentences. First sentences is about the title of the book. Not the title, but the title of the book. What is the book going to be about? The second sentence will be about the characters. The third sentence would be about what's happening in the book. And the last sentence would be how the book ended. And she's talking about that is she said I never had a child in my second grade class who could write a paragraph until she met my daughter.
Well, my father, he didn't read or write good. When I got older, I did, a lot of the paperwork for him, or he'd run it by me, and I'd add it, and I might have been only in third grade. But anyway, long story short, people don't people don't apply themselves. Life, you have to apply yourself in anything you do. If you're sweeping the fucking floor, if you don't,
Exactly.
if you don't sweep your floor, then your house ain't clean. And
Exactly.
if you have to sweep your floor, then your house still ain't clean.
That's it. And that's what I like about PDF. One of his good traits, in my opinion, is no matter what you tell this man, he gonna look it up and read. He gonna read about it. He gonna be like, and he's like, what the hell? I didn't know this. I said, now you know, and you won't forget. Because once you read something, you may, like, oh, I know I read that before. Let me look it up again. Oh, yeah, I remember reading this. You may not remember everything you read, but you remember when you read something for yourself. And that's what I like about it. He don't question you. If you tell him something, he gonna look it up, and he gonna tell you if you're right or wrong. And that's a plus in my opinion, because people don't read anymore. They don't write. They don't file papers. I mean, the government job is to do what you tell them to do, and they only take written requests, and people get mad
Exactly.
at that.
That's just like, and let me piggyback on that for a second. That's just like, there's an agency in Florida called the Florida Ethics Commission. Very powerful. They see all kinds of shit in the news, the media, and they see all kinds of, wrongdoings. They are not imposed to act. They are not allowed to act on anything they see. You have to petition them on paper. That's the only way to get them to act, is to petition them on paper. A lot of times, the Florida Ethics Commission is your only point to resolve any matters. That's the agency that resolves a lot of matters. They take into account what's ethical or not. And I'm not segueing too far off of what you said, Miss B, but quintessentially, you have to be able to communicate on a piece of paper to these agencies at first. That's to open the channel of communication. That sliver of fucking paper.
Exactly. And now that it made the paper more simpler, all you have to do is just put it on an email.
Now, they might tease you with it, like me with a complaint form. They're out there, but they're very elusive and hard to get.
Right.
They deter you in every chance. Come back to Ormond Beach and come in and get one, blah, blah, blah. But I was on vacation and I left and I'm back home. Well, then we don't deal with that, But anyway, they're so elusive. And yes, they don't, that's their secrets, That's like, you whispering in their old lady's ear, they ain't going to like it, You're learning their secrets. You're telling their secrets, Because these people, these government, blue ISIS and asshat bureaucrats, they are unapproachable to the naked eye. But you have to look deeper. You have to research. There's all kinds of avenues that have been created to get a remedy. Now, do we know everything? No. Can we match wits with a lawyer? Fuck no. You know what I'm saying? But can we do our best? Yes. And that might only be a half-assed job, but we did our best, and we can go from there. We'll learn from that. Where you failed, you'll learn. Or you just fucking go away mad. If that's your style, just to run away from things, that's different. But once you get committed and you learn, from losing, then you reformulate your strategies and learn the paperwork better and all this, that, and the third. Can I write a lawsuit? Fuck no. Can you write a
Yes, you
lawsuit,
can.
Miss B? I mean,
Yeah.
we can write one, but I mean,
Yeah, but
I need a lot of, I need a lot of
yeah,
coaching.
yeah, that is the right. But the thing is, when you go to deal with the government and you miss a step, they got you. But they're gonna
Yep,
send you
shut
back
down in
down.
flames.
And so that means that they want you to file. Oh yeah, file. But if you don't have all this paperwork, they're gonna send you back out the door. Now you done wasted your money. So learn the steps, do your steps.
And something I want to say too, money is not a barrier to this. Now, it might be if you are normal income, but if you are someone like me that's on, I'm not on Social Security, but if you're on Social Security or a pension, like a VA pension or something like that, or you're disabled, then you are what they call indigent by your economic status, and you don't have to pay to file these lawsuits or whatever you need to file in the court system. Or I haven't, invoked my privilege like that yet, but
Right.
I've been made aware of it, and you just have to enunciate it, like when, put it this way, if you have something to be brought forward, this would be like the forum to bring that, forward and talk on it. A lot of people don't follow through because they lose their commitment because they don't have the confidence or the knowledge, and knowledge builds confidence too, and experience builds
Exactly.
confidence.
Yeah.
But there's others that'll help you, Now,
Right.
did I run down to Rogue Nation and say, hey, Rogue Nation, I need help, with a lawsuit or this, that, and the third? No. I sat back and sucked hind tit. It's my opportunities, here and there. But
Right.
long story short, I'm better equipped for the next situation, and in the next situation, I get
Yeah, you're
stronger.
supposed to get better.
Yeah, I get stronger each time and more confident each time,
Yeah. You learn keywords. I mean, you learn when we were little, we learned sight words. When we see these words, we knew them on sight. Like stop, go, and, but,
Oh,
me,
yeah,
you.
yeah.
It's just sight words, light, bright, stuff like that. And it's the same way when you file paperwork with the government. You have to know your sight words.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't go in there and say, I feel, you can't go in there and say, I feel like I was mistreated. No, officer, Mr., Miss, whoever did violate me, in that this is the violation. Because the government is just a word that we call the people that work there. But you have to name a person, because government is not a person. It's just a word. It's a noun. It don't mean nothing. It don't have no meaning to it. So you have to name a person. And you have to state why you name that person. But you learn this by reading, because most of the paperwork that you would get, or you can go look it up on Google. It'll tell you what you can say and can't say to get this paperwork to go through. Now, will the government do the right thing and turn the paperwork in? Probably not. That's why
What
everything that you do, you get a signature, fingerprint on it.
What's his pink hand waving? He's trying to come up? No,
He,
he's not a good business.
he probably want the link.
Oh, my bad. Invite.
Oh man, toothless backdoor cam. Oh man, no, not the back door too. Oh man, the front and the back door. Golly. Oh thingy. I tell you, sorry for his luck. You want to watch somebody. Ain't that something,
Oh, that's
Blue? The
good.
watch is being watched. God dog.
Watching the watcher.
Wow. Live and in color. That's why you supposed to treat people right, Blue. Keep yourself out of trouble, out of mess. Keep your name off unnecessary paperwork.
That's like when you talk about, following through, we were talking about, earlier, Miss B, how everybody just goes on to the next police encounter, the next video, the next clip, the next video. And when they're out there caught watching, but almost every interaction, if they even speak to you, basically, you can write a complaint about that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, I'm just saying, almost every situation warrants a complaint when dealing with the police.
Uh-huh.
Now, I've filed several complaints already, and none of them, they've all been a joke. You know what I'm saying? But at least I filed them. So when somebody comes along and that cop beats the shit out of them or something like that, my complaints are in there. It isn't the first time that they acted out of their job description.
Yeah. I write them all up. I don't care. They don't care to do the right thing. I write them up, put it because it goes in their file.
Oh yes,
And it
ma'am.
doesn't, and it doesn't, and it
Always.
don't always be. Well, see, when you go and you file the paperwork, you always have a signature on it. So when they don't do the right thing, the person who signed it said that they received that paperwork, and then they say, "Oh, well, I don't have it." Now you got them for destroying evidence. Everything is for a reason. Then they have to go to court and testify. Did you receive this paper? Is this your signature? Blah blah. The whole 9 yards.
Rogue Nation just did released a video, said I could have had a VA.
Oh, you talking about when
Not a
that cop
VA,
grabbed it?
but a VA, yeah. That's some fuck shit, Dr. Barry and them, they be straight about it, and
Right.
they
He said,
grabbed themselves a fucking problem when they touched him. Oh shit. And locked him up too? Oh hell no.
man, that was crazy. We only saw the little short that Gio put out. So he put a real video of that incident. Is that the one?
I only seen the short, but the
Yeah, that's
Geo.
all I saw too.
But I'm just telling you, Dr. Barry, he's no slow leak,
Yeah.
He's
I
gonna
didn't see.
paperwork the fuck out them, That one cop, he had to, he did court proceedings against him, and they come to a medium, and got mediated, and didn't wish to enter into the court, and things were restored and made right, you know?
Right.
And you know, that's on the paperwork, you know? And he's driving that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it like that, you know? Driving that paperwork now.
Hey, let us say it is what it is, right?
It's all that and more.
Right. Right. You do what you gotta do.
I think the most important, the biggest takeaway is that from your incident is we see first person that shit don't fly. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to, you know, elaborate, but shit don't fly, you know? Somebody got to wear the stink, and it ain't on you.
Yeah, this is horrible. It shouldn't even be an issue. And then
And
this
all them
guy just
clowns,
running it.
all them clowns, they just make it more favorable for your actions, you know? It's like
Yeah.
they're the best little helpers that a court document could have.
It's horrible. I couldn't believe this guy. But I mean, I couldn't believe this guy was actually on a live panel and said the things that he said. Even though it was the truth, man. What he said was true. That the paperwork is filed, but what paperwork was filed was a lie. Why would I sue that woman? She is supervisor. It's her job to keep him in line, not mine.
Yeah, that's all their narrative, not yours.
Yeah. But why would he come out there on a live panel and say that?
Because he's a fucking moron. He was a moron before this situation evolved. He's even a bigger moron afterwards. And I'm glad he spent $100 to fucking further his moronicness.
Wow, Pete. Did you see what PDF just typed in the chat?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you better not ignore no demand letter, PDF. That's all I can tell you. At least you know the consequences if you do.
There's several kinds of letters of intent, you know, or demand letters. And one of them here in Florida, I see it all the time, is quit or pay. You have 3 days to quit or pay. Quit your lease or pay the rent.
Right.
My friend just showed up. I'm gonna go let him in.
Oh, okay. Quit or pay. Hey, Jim got kicked out the bed. I bet you won't ignore another letter, will you? That's all it is. The letter requests sum from a restitution to the aggregate party. And it's out to
Yeah.
the recipient of the obligation.
He's brand new. Yeah. I read him on my wagon wheel. Oh, okay. You know the wagon?
PDF over there doing his homework. That's true, PDF. It's, it's nothing. It's only as bad as you make it. Golly, PDF. Damn. You over there doing your homework. Thought it is.
I'm sorry, I was talking to my guest here. They just show up without calling. The rudeness of it all.
Go for it.
I'm sorry, I had company. They're still here. They won't leave. So, and I see Miss B has, so I'm gonna sign off. Thank you for everybody coming in. Thank you, AJM. Oh, I'll tell you in a minute.